Hi everybody and welcome to Seeking the Sacred Earth. Today I'm discussing crystal energy and how these minerals of our planet can help us on our path to wellness and healing and wholeness. So I'd like to start with offering this idea. This planet is a living organism, much like our own human body. The planet has its tectonic plates, just like we have bones and muscles. It has a sort of digestion system in that its core heats and melts metals and substances and then spews them out through geothermal activity and volcanoes, just like our digestion, where we take food and turn it into heat and energy. It also has a lymph and circulatory system like we do, and that's its water with its oceans, lakes, rivers, springs, ponds. It also has a breathing with its air and gases that it releases and circulates. So crystals within the planet, they are like cells within the planet that allow the energy, the electromagnetic field, just like we have an electromagnetic field, to be distributed evenly and in a balanced way. The Earth's electromagnetic field, and I just want to get this right, it is 35,000 miles. It extends 35,000 miles into space. Some people call electromagnetic fields our auras. So the Earth's aura is enormous. And these crystals and minerals act as resonators and transducers of this electromagnetic energy that the Earth has. The wonderful thing about these children of Mother Earth, I like to call crystals the children of the Earth, these electromagnetic oscillators, which means they are able to release and vibrate the energy of this planet in a very specific and perfect rhythm. You know, each crystal has its own vibration, its own sort of personality. But because the lattice work of the crystal is so perfect, its structure is so geometrically sound and orderly, and because they're transducers of energy, they have the ability to take discordant or dissonant energy and change its vibration. One of the ways they do this with the human body is because we're all made up of the same thing, right? Everything on planet Earth is made up of stardust. It's all connected. And because we're all part of this one body, the crystal, what these crystals are made of, actually we have also in our body. So when we're holding a crystal, say like this chrysoprase, that's what this one is called, very cool. Here's a quartz, so you can see they're very different. This one's clear, right? You can really clearly see its sides. Yes, and this is kind of sort of much more organic looking. But what this does right now, say I'm holding it, its energy and my field of energy are communicating to each other. And this creates a third energy system working around. And that third energy system, the brain picks up on. And so this starts neurochemical impulses in our brain for all sorts of different things. Like this crystal here, this is quartz. Quartz, clear quartz, is like a clarifier or an amplifier. So by putting this in my energy field, its energy will amplify the positive energy in my system. And if there is discordant energy, and I've cleared this crystal, which I'll talk about in a second, this energy can help that discordant energy, wherever it is in my body, find realignment. So this is very similar to sound. And then you realize all matter is energy, right? That's been proven. So the energies are playing with each other to find a higher frequency, because these crystals hold very high frequencies, and we want our body to be in the highest frequency possible. So this is why they're so useful. There is a pure frequency and pattern in crystals, and that sacred geometry, that color and composition, that aids our body to come into a balanced place. Each stone, as you saw with these, and I'll show you another one too, each stone resonates with a different frequency. So there's so much information on the internets about crystals. I bought a lot of books about them when I was a teenager. I found the different shapes and colors so fascinating. So for me, my journey with crystals didn't begin as, healing and how can I use them. It was just I found them so beautiful. So I've been collecting them since I was like 13. So I have a lot of them. But to be totally honest, I really only started realizing their power within the last 5 years. Why this is, I really started researching them. I started researching ancient civilizations and the lost civilizations. That which we, when the Library of Alexandria burned way back in the day, I think we lost an incredible amount of information about what came before us. And there's a lot of evidence through the different cultures that we do have recorded where they used crystals for really powerful activity. Crystals are in calculators, clocks, computers, smartphones, credit cards, fiber optics, laser technology, all of our computers, because they're so orderly in how they establish energy flow. They're incredibly reliable. Well, if the planet is billions of years old, so are these. And they've been around for a while, and it seems like humans have always had a relationship with them. So it returns discordant energy to its base resonant natural frequency. It works with the electromagnetic field of the earth to sync the electromagnetic field of the earth with our magnetic fields. So they're cleansing. They can clean our energy fields. So amplifying, moving, absorbing negativity. They can focus and direct energy. So these are a lot, right? There's a lot of words that the baseline crystal can do. But as you start researching them, you'll see there are all different kinds. There are the sort of, you can kind of look at them in a scale like the colors of the rainbow. That if you're wanting energy and high chi and creativity, you want to really up the energy in your body, then you would use something like carnelian. And what would you do with it? Well, there are some crystals that are safe to put in a pitcher of water in the sun, and you can charge your water with them. But definitely check which ones before you do that. Like I said, there's so much information. You can wear them. I wear a lot of rings and earrings, and I think I'd only buy jewelry if it's semi-precious and crystal now, because the meaning makes it so much more enjoyable to me. It's like an adornment rather than, say, just an accessory. You can, with carnelian, these stones to energize, you can, carry them in your little pocket when you're working out. When you have a big meeting, you can keep them with you. And the whole intention of it, whether or not you believe any of this or not, there's definitely power in the intention of the human mind to say, I'm carrying this stone with me to remind me that I have the power to ace this interview or this audition or, this test, or I'm going to make it through this marathon because I have this really powerful crystal in my pocket amplifying my own will and energy. Any tool is helpful. I need a lot of tools, and like I said, God knows I love a prop. So then, you have everything from something that's energizing, the red tones. You go into orange, which is really specific for creativity and wealth magnetization. That citrine is one of the crystals that is really great for amplifying the abundance in your life. And then we go, pink quartz, which is one of my very favorite stones. It is this clear quartz. I should have brought some over here, but it's pink, and that quartz is beautiful for relationship harmony, for amplifying self-love. We're realizing that thought is energy too, and thought creates matter, which means thought is creating our life. So working with these crystals to amplify certain thoughts, there's a whole belief system around the fall of Atlantis, which could have been a civilization before ours, who also got to a very high level of technology. And people who are researching that believe that why their civilization fell is because all of their energy sources were based on crystal technology, and that they got so powerful that they actually managed to almost destroy the planet. So if you think about crystals amplifying, they're going to amplify whatever positive you put in. But there's people who believe they can also amplify negative. So you want to keep your crystals cleansed. Now, there's a couple schools of thought about that. A lot of people burn sage and smoke them, and a lot of people put them in the sun or the moonlight. I do all sorts of things. I use salt water and I dunk them. But what I recently learned, which I think is really awesome, especially because the last episode we were talking about sound, and within this week I found the information that the best way to clear any stone or mineral or crystal is to use sound vibration. You can use your voice, or you can use bells, chimes, and that's what clears them. And now, why do you want to clear them? Because they're amplifiers, so you want to make sure that you're in control of what they're amplifying. Let's see. Just checking my notes, because I feel like I've covered most of it. There's a lot more science to it, but at the end of the day, why I think crystals are wonderful is because I've really felt a difference. I mean, yeah, I'm a sensitive person, but I feel a difference when they're in my home, and I feel a difference when I wear them. Perhaps they're just reminders, but now we know scientifically that they are communicating with the energy field of living beings and of the earth itself. It's pretty miraculous, right? That this is part of Mother Earth, and that it can so affect me. I have a few crystals that I use for sleep and dreams as well, and those are of a light blue hue. So we're really working with matter being energy, that idea. That's what we're working with the sound vibration, and that's what we're working with here. And I'm going to be getting into essential oils next time, and that's the same thing. The idea that everything is connected, and that we are able to communicate on a much higher level than we ever thought with everything around us, including humans. That the power of our intention from our heart, combined with the clarity of thought, can create our life. So I really encourage you guys, get on the internet or go to a crystal shop. I know that there's usually a Whole Foods in every community nowadays in America, and find one and check it out. Or, you can find them in nature as well. They may not, look exactly like this, but you can see where stones and minerals, marry and combine. Even using regular stones that aren't necessarily crystals. It's a beautiful thing to adorn your home with reminders of the connectivity that we have with this planet. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this was interesting to you guys. And if you know of anybody who would enjoy this information, please share it. And I encourage you to Google tonight or this weekend. Google crystals and how they work scientifically, because there's a lot more that goes into them. But the most important thing is to find one and see how it affects you. Perhaps it won't, or perhaps you may have an incredible meditation with a piece of pink quartz that sends you into a more connected relationship with your divine maker, a more connected relationship with this planet, a more connected relationship with yourself, because that's what it's all about. I hope you enjoy these tools, you guys. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.